Okay, so here we are. Like I said, we're going to be showing you guys an open enrollment ACA plan that we have here, otherwise known as the Obamacare. And how it basically works is I brought in a good friend of mine. She actually is allowing us here to take a look at some of these different plan options with her and everything. Everyone, this is Natalie here and everything. So Natalie is going to help us out with some of the different enrollment. Let me move the camera over there. There we go. So with that being said, what's going to be happening is several different things. First and foremost is that all of our Obamacare plans work off of what's known as modified adjusted gross income. So how much you actually make in a year. And keep in mind when we talk about that, we're actually meaning an estimate of that. So we're estimating what she's going to be making in 2015. Kind of makes it a little bit difficult, and the more and more plans that you do on this type of stuff, you'd actually see that there's different things for different people. So you may have two people who are 28 years of age who come on in, even though they're on different walks of life, they might not take the same exact plan, which makes it sometimes a little bit difficult for us, but in the end process, it's not too bad. So I'm going to get started with the enrollment process with her. I'm going to ask her a couple of questions, and we do that basically through like a lead sheet that we actually have. So here goes nothing, okay? So hi, Natalie.
Hello.
My name's Thomas, and I just, like I said, I wanted to bring you on in today to talk to you a little bit about some of these different plans that you had.
Okay.
Now, we had met a little bit earlier in the week, and you had given me a little bit of information. You live here in Warren, Ohio and everything, and your current plan that you're on right now isn't exactly working for you and your daughter, right?
No, it's not.
So what we need is we need to get a good detailed information, and what you had given me before on your modified adjusted gross income towards your taxes is that you had told me that you make roughly right around $63,000 a year. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's pretty good income and everything, especially for as young as you are with a kid and everything. I applaud you for that. That's pretty excellent. So you had also told me a little bit that your spouse, Matt, he's right now he's a little bit laid up, but you know we're trying to figure out a good plan of attack for him, and seeing as though that he's almost through his disability now, what we're going to be giving him here in the next couple of years is going to be as a Medicare plan. We're going to be able to bridge the gap from disability over to Medicare, so it's going to work out quite well for him as well. He's almost at that point. But, you know, going through some of these different plan options, you know, you had told me some other things too about how some medications that you take, and obviously Bryn being the new baby girl and everything, we want to make sure that we're giving you the best type of plan options available.
Okay.
I printed you out a couple of them, and keep in mind, this is just a couple ideas that we have here. You know, seeing as though with your income, this is what they had allotted me for. The first plan that comes up is actually through MedMutual. The plan actually works pretty well in nature because not only is it a PPO plan that has a lot of doctors, but you get some flexibility with that in the event you needed to go to some different things for your daughter or for you or for eventually, you know, your spouse and everything. The other type of company that we also deal with a lot is United Healthcare. New player in Trumbull County. It's actually getting to be a really big player in the area. There's an HMO plan to that, and how that works. Do you know what an HMO means?
Can you explain it to me?
Well, an HMO is a health maintenance organization, and what the difference of that versus a PPO is that a preferred provider organization, you have some flexibility. You can go to some different, they prefer you to stay in the network, but if you had to go outside for that, you could.
Okay.
Versus an HMO, all of your doctors, all of your hospitals, all of your pharmacies, your prescription, everything has to be located in that HMO. If you go outside of that, unfortunately, you're going to pay the whole entire bill.
Okay.
So what we're going to want to do here too, and you had given me a list of your doctors.
Yes.
So they're in both the networks, so we're good to go with that. But what we need to really go over most of is the summary of benefits to make sure they're the right fit for you.
Okay.
So let me show you a couple little bit of things here about that so you can see exactly what we're talking about. Now on these type of plans, like I said, this one over here, the United Healthcare, is actually a gold plan. And the reason that I printed that out is because, yes, it's a little bit higher in terms of cost per month, but the benefits, as you can see over here, gives you a little bit more for your daughter and for you. Okay? Now you had qualified for just a little bit of subsidy just because of the amount of money that you made. And based off of healthcare.gov, what it said is that you're right around about $134 a month. Keep in mind that's an estimate.
Okay.
All right. So with that $134, what that essentially means is that the government is allowing you to take these plans, and they're going to give you some money in order for you to do that.
All right.
Sounds pretty good, right?
Sounds good to me.
Not too bad. Well, the difference from gold to silver is that with those silver plans, you get a little bit more of a cost sharing reduction, not only towards your monthly premium, but also towards your deductible as well. So it's going to lower down the cost of everything to try and help you out. But the reason that I printed out the gold is that a little bit more coverage. You get $1 coverage on your specialist, okay? If you had to go in for your, also your primary care visits are $1 coverage as well. Do you take any medications right now?
I take a few.
Okay, so if you had a couple, medications, they're a little bit different in such terms. Over here on the gold plan, you're going to have $1 coverage, okay? And it's going to be a pretty dynamic plan in place for you. You can go on in on day one and go on in. Where's your pharmacy at?
Walgreens.
Okay, so Walgreens, yep, it's in the network. You can go on into that type of plan.
Okay.
Over here, what you see is you see a lot of percentiles. Okay, those percentiles basically mean after the deductible gets met. So remember how I told you to have some cost sharing plans with this? Once you meet that $500 deductible on this type of plan, then it's going to kick in, and you're only going to pay a percentile.
So do I have to pay up front the deductible then, and then I pay like co-pays or percentages?
That's exactly correct.
Okay.
You should be doing my job, actually. You're pretty good at this already. But yeah, what it means is that you're going to pay that $500 out of your pocket first.
Okay.
After you pay that, let's just say, for instance, that your generic drug here was $100 of the retail pharmacy cost. Well, you would be at 10% or $10 for that drug. Okay, and they go up accordingly compared to tiers. Now, I had looked up all those different types of plan options for you, and I also took a look at your drugs to make sure everything was covered in there. On the silver plan, they're all tier 1s and tier 2, but over here on the gold, they're a little differently. One's a tier 3 drug, and it's just because we're dealing with 2 different companies and the formularies that come with that.
All right.
So the other difference that I have for you on these type of plans too, and I want you to be aware of that, is that God forbid if you ever had to go into the hospital for any type of thing needed, these things do happen. We have a catastrophic plan in place for you. So that your hospital is going to be covered, but that deductible is going to get met. And once that gets met, if all of your bills ever amass onto these plans and they ever reach this number right here, which is $2,500 out of your pocket, then the company would kick in, and this would become a 100-0 plan. It'd be free health insurance for you.
Okay.
Do I tell a whole lot of people about that? No, not really. And the reason that I don't is because not a whole lot of my clients hit it. But it's put in place for you. They're called stop-loss provisions, or your MOOP. If you ever were to incur that, like I said, you'd be looking at some free health insurance. The only thing that you would be responsible for that is the monthly premium. That's it. So both plans are good in nature for you, and I know that it kind of puts you in a little bit of a hex as to exactly which route we would want to take. Did you have any questions about anything of these plans, anything that I didn't bring up, something that's important to you?
Now, with the deductible and the out-of-pocket, is that for my whole family or is that per person?
Excellent question. On this plan over here, the MedMutual plan, they changed it this year to an aggregate deductible, which means that everyone. So you had told me that you had some conditions, a little bit ago, but you said Matt, even though with his disability, he's fairly healthy. So it makes it a little tough to take this type of plan over here, even though it's lower in premium and lower deductible. Over here with the United Healthcare's plan, there is no aggregate deductible. If one of you hit it, then it would be met. So that is a good question, and I'm glad you actually brought that up because I forgot about that a little bit. So what other questions do you have so you can feel comfortable about one of these type of choices?
Well, now we're able to look up the providers then. We'll be able to verify all that before.
Exactly. So on this type of plan, you're going to get, on either one of these plans, you're going to get a welcome packet kit. And first and foremost, just to let you know, if you feel comfortable doing some business with me today, what I'd like to do is, at any point in time, give me a call. I can look up those providers for you. We're also going to send you on a provider directory with these type of plans. But those are a little tricky sometimes, and they get a little difficult to read and everything. You can just give me a call here. Like I said, if I don't know the answer, someone in my office does. So we'll be able to help out with that. So.
All right. My last question would just be, when do I pay and how can I pay?
Okay. What we're going to do next is, well, first and foremost, we need to make a decision as to which route we're going to take. And then after that, I'm going to get you enrolled onto the computer. Okay? It's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes and everything through. I hope you have a little bit of time and everything with me. But what I want to do is I want to set you up with a personalized healthcare.gov account. And what that's going to allow us to do is gain access into the website. We're going to be able to set you up with the plan that you want to do, and we're going to give you the monthly premium that we had estimated at that.
Okay.
After that point in time, then what we'll do is we'll figure out the plan options for you. You can pay today by credit card or debit card, or I can have you send out a bill, and whichever is easier for you. It doesn't matter. And
Okay.
then after that initial premium payment comes through for the month of February, you can just make a phone call back into the company, and you can have it set up whichever route you want to take.
Okay.
Sound
Great.
good?
Yes,
So
it
which
does.
route did you want to take?
I think I'll go with United Healthcare.
Okay.
I like the deductible
Oh yeah,
portion of
I
it,
mean,
so.
it's pretty nice, and like I said, that $1 coverage is
Mhm.
nice instead of having to meet the deductible. I think that's the right fit. So.
Yep.
Okay,
That'll go
I'm gonna
with
get you enrolled into the process here real quick. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks.